Hello, everyone. Terrence here with Hollywood Already Did, and Warner Brothers has released the first trailer for what was a theatrical release, but is now apparently an HBO Max original, The Witches, starring Miss Anne Hathaway. And I'll give you my thoughts right after the jump. Real quick, if you haven't already, go ahead, like, share, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell below. Anytime we have something, you will be among the first to know. So, The Witches is a remake of an adaptation. Um, the original, it's based on a book by Roald Dahl, who had done Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and James and the Giant Peach, as well as The Witches. And so in 1990, there was an Angelica Houston version, which I know very well. That was one of those movies that when I was a kid, I would watch religiously. Anytime it was on, I loved the campiness and the weirdness and someone turned into a mouse and I'm like, what? I don't know what this is, but I love it. So as a kid, this is one of my favorite movies to just pop on and watch, or anytime that it was on, I'm captivated. So I'm excited to see what this is. I know people are like, oh no, that's just part of my childhood, don't bastardize it. But I feel like if anybody can do camp and over the topness, Anne Hathaway's a master at this, and I feel like she's going to provide her own version of camp and style and substance to this very interesting film overall. I know the cast also stars Chris Rock and Kristen Chenoweth and Octavia Spencer, so it's a wide cast that is now in the midst of everything that's happening, no longer getting a theatrical release, but is being put on what is coming out the gate as being one of the better streaming services humanly possible. HBO Max is killing it right now, and I think just adding on to this, which I believe they're doing a Halloween release for this, it's genius. So let's check and see what they got. We'll start this bad boy up now.
My story begins when I was a young boy.
You'll be comfy here in your mama's old room. I'd do anything for her to be here right now.
Grandma was a tough lady with a big heart. And little by little,
It's like
she brought me out
Everybody
of my
Hates Chris.
sin.
Yeah, Chris Rock narrating.
I didn't know it, but there was a dark shadow looming nearby.
October 22nd.
Witches. They're real, and they hate children.
Welcome.
What would you do
Stanley Tucci.
if there were mice running all around and they saw that?
I would call the exterminator.
You see, guys? He would exterminate those brats.
Rats. We would exterminate the rats.
I figured this was happening. They're here. That means a test is
A
coming.
slow down temp of I'll Be There is creepy.
Sandra, you transform a child into a mouse.
Whoa! Why are we mouses?
Mice.
Right, hey, is that you, boy?
We'll never let you get away with your filthy, evil plot. Who's gonna stop me? Doesn't matter who you are or what you look like, so long as somebody loves you.
You wouldn't happen to be carrying around a mouse on your person, now would you?
A mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Why on earth would I be carrying around a mouse?
Yeah, Halloween, HBO Max. You know, there's been not a resurgence, but a creation of taking well-known pop tracks and slowing them down to scare the living hell out of you or to make you uncomfortable. You had the Beyonce one for the 50 Shades of Grey, and we had, Jordan Peele's known for doing it with I Got Five on it. So now they're taking I'll Be There and just like, let's slow it down and make all these kids uncomfortable. And I'm with it. Hey, take all the stuff and it'll just make me uncomfortable. I just can't listen to them anymore. My Spotify list just keeps getting smaller. But hey, that's fine. This looks fun. Like I said, Anne Hathaway is gonna be grand at chewing up scenery, and whatever she's doing is not at all impeding or taking away from anything that Angelica Houston did with her version. I think when you have a film that's so small as the '90s, The Witches, and you have several decades that have existed in between, I think you're safe to go ahead and do a remake of it. I'm excited that we get to have it sooner than later instead of having to wait for the theatrical release, and we get it on HBO Max. So if you haven't, they look like they're saying get a free trial. Halloween's your time. Go ahead and do it. This looks fun, and it looks like it's still keeping the same spirit of the book. And I also got to say that I love that we're seeing people of color being the lead, and that's exciting too. And I have a feeling that because of that, they may play a little bit of some things that are racially a part of that time as well. So I'm all in. I'm excited to see this. What did you guys think? Go ahead and leave your comments in the comments below. If you haven't, you can follow us on Twitter at HollywoodADI, or you can leave us an email at HollywoodAlreadyDidIt@gmail.com. We also have a podcast with the same name that's on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that plays podcasts. We're there. We also have a sister show called You Can't Do That Anymore. That is also on all the podcasting places as well, which talks about classic films like Back to the Future, Gone with the Wind, Weird Science, and we discuss if the things that they do back then, if we could still do those type of things in film today. But like always, I got my ticket. You got yours.